and around the world. Our big story: Prime Minister Modi is in the Maldives for a two-day visit. He was greeted by President Mohamed Muizzu and received a ceremonial welcome in the Maldives. This is Prime Minister Modi's third visit to the country and the first by any foreign leader since Muizzu took office. Prime Minister Modi will be the guest of honor. Yes, he will be the guest of honor at the Maldives' 60th Independence Day celebrations. 2025 is also the year that India and Maldives mark 60 years of diplomatic relations. Let's get you more on the two countries. The two leaders held talks to strengthen the bilateral partnership under various sectors. They signed 4 MOUs and 3 agreements in the fields of fisheries, meteorology, the pharma sector, digital infrastructure. India also extending a line of credit of 4,850 crores to the Maldives. The two sides also decided to launch negotiations for a free trade agreement, also agreeing on the terms of reference for an FTA. Prime Minister Modi's visit marks a reset in ties after Maldivian officials had made certain derogatory remarks against the Prime Minister. Those ministers have resigned, and it seems that Maldives is turning the page. Let's listen in to the leaders, Mohamed Muizzu, the President of Maldives, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
आपसी निवेश को गति देने के लिए हम शीघ्र ही बायलैटरल इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रीटी फाइनलाइज करने की दिशा में काम करेंगे। फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट पर भी बातचीत शुरू हो गई है। अब हमारा लक्ष्य है फ्रॉम पेपर वर्क टू प्रॉस्पेरिटी।
The line of credit agreement of $565 million. This LOC will be utilized for priority projects of my government across key sectors including defense, sports, healthcare, education, and housing. I'm also pleased to announce the initiation of negotiations for a free trade agreement between India and the Maldives.
Joining us on the Global Lens today exclusively is Abdulla Shahid, the former Foreign Minister of the Maldives. Mr. Shahid, thank you so much for joining us on the program on CNBC-TV18. How significant is this visit? When President Muizzu took over, it was said and it was felt very widely in India that Maldives is inching closer to China at the risk of damaging a relationship with India. Has there now been a reset and are the India-Maldives relations back on track?
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be with you on this very important day. It's a significant event for the Maldives to once again host the Indian Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, because the Prime Minister and India is a genuine friend of the Maldives. It is most unfortunate that during the last presidential elections, the party in office today built up a narrative portraying India as a country which had ill intentions towards the Maldives, and that the Indian military was present in the Maldives in great numbers, and that India had its intention to control the Maldives. This unfortunate narrative, which was built by the party of President Muizzu and President Muizzu himself, leading to a campaign of India out, created such an unfortunate chapter in our bilateral relations, which is spanning to 60 years, which we are marking tomorrow. Now that Prime Minister Modi is welcomed on Maldivian shores, and that he is going to be the chief guest at tomorrow's Independence Day parade, is an outstanding milestone when we see how the relationship has evolved in the past few years. It has also to be brought to attention that after President Moizzu took office, he had kept on making these unfortunate statements, referring to India as a bully, and also, as you had mentioned, three junior ministers making very derogatory remarks about Prime Minister Modi and Indian government. The three junior ministers have been since then transferred to state-owned enterprises, and they still continue to hold quite significant positions in the party hierarchy and the government hierarchy. However, I am hoping, and everyone in the Maldives is hoping, that this visit by Prime Minister is going to help a complete reset of the relationship between our two countries. The last 21 months had been wasted in a way, but we are hoping that, look,
Okay, Mr. Shahid,
India is a genuine friend.
Right, Mr. Shahid, you're saying that last 21 months have been wasted. I'd like to ask you about the free trade agreement talks. Today, terms of reference have been agreed upon. Both sides have announced the start of FTA negotiations. Would you say this is significant?
It is indeed significant, but these are things which we should have been doing for the last 21 months. That is my point. We had wasted 21 months nitpicking and trying to portray our best friend, our first responder, and the country which has had the most contribution to our 60 years of independence in our journey of nation building by trying to vilify our best friend. The developments of today, the signing of these agreements, are most welcome. And unfortunately, during the last 21 months, the Maldivian people have always been witnessing a complete U-turn of all what President Muizzu promised in coming to office. And this is one occasion where Maldivians are quite happy that Muizzu has made a U-turn, because this is something Maldivians have been waiting for, and this is most welcome. But the only concern people here are having today is that is Muizzu going to continue to honor the commitments that he has made today? Is this genuine, or is this once again done for political convenience? And is this done only because of the difficult economic situation that he has brought the country into?
Okay, today there has also been agreement for a line of credit of rupees 4,850 crores to the Maldives. There has also been an amendment on the agreement to reduce annual debt repayment obligations of Maldives on Government of India funded line of credits. Is this something that will help Maldives in this hour of crisis? And the Prime Minister, while addressing the people, while addressing the media and addressing the press in the presence of President Muizzu, says, friendship first. What was the significance of the Prime Minister's remarks, according to you?
Parikshit, you would recall that when we were office, President Saleh visited Delhi 1 month to the day he was sworn into office, and Prime Minister Modi and the Indian government was generous in giving President Saleh $800 million line of credit. And out of the $800 million, unfortunately, because of COVID and other challenges, there was about $450 million which we couldn't spend. And we are very, very encouraged, and we are very grateful that India has extended $565 million of line of credit to President Muizzu. And also the initiation and agreement of favorable terms for debt repayment is also a most welcome agreement. The only thing that concerns Maldivian people today is, will this leniency be used again to spend on political spending, or whether this money that is being so generously descheduled by India is going to be spent on paying to other countries where we owe debt.
Right. I would also like to ask you about the future of India-Maldives relations at a time when China is also growing its footprint to the region. This is a very crucial country for India in terms of a long-term strategic partnership for trade, for maritime routes. What is at stake here? Because when we look at the national debt of Maldives, almost $1.2 billion in loans have been taken from China, and this now comprises 20% of Maldives' national debt. Is there a worry now about how much does the Maldivian government actually owe to China?
Well, the question that Delhi should be asking today is the leniency that they have given to the Maldivian government in paying what we owe to Delhi is going to be used to repay our other debtors. If Delhi should keep the Maldivian government in check, making sure that the finances that would be available with the leniency in paying the debt is not used for other unnecessary purposes. The future of our relationship, Parikshit, is going to be always bright. It is going to be always brighter, because today in Maldives, once again, we are witnessing that the relationship between our two countries is not based on a political party or the color of the political party. This relationship is founded on people-to-people contact, and this relationship will continue to flourish. Whichever government is in place in Maldives, this is going to flourish. There is a much more stronger relationship and partnership between India and Maldives. And it is a natural partnership. However much a political party or a government tries to distance itself from India, we will not be able to distance, because we are naturally next to each other. Our countries are so close that within 1 hour we will be able to reach by flight to each other's shores. And the importance of security in the Indian Ocean cannot be overstated, because...
But to foster stronger relations in future. Yeah, Mr. Shahid, what I'm trying to ask you, that if India had to foster stronger relations with Maldives, be a preferred partner in the region, what does India need to do for future strengthening of ties between the two nations?
Well, what India has been doing under Prime Minister Modi is exactly what needs to be done, because when Maldivian government, when the new government came in, and when President himself came out and started making such unfounded accusations as bullying and others, Indian Prime Minister and the government did not react. You were very mature in your reaction. There were no knee-jerk reactions. I'm sure that there were many people who would have loved to see further deterioration, which would have come if Delhi would have reacted otherwise. But Delhi took time, and Delhi kept its low-key diplomatic efforts, and now the results are what we are seeing today. So yes, on and off we will have immature governments, but what we have seen is that the way in which Delhi has dealt with the situation is outstanding. It's commendable. It's very kind.
Right. My final question to you would be, how do you think India-Maldives ties are going to progress? And how do you see the growing influence of China in the region? Is this concerning for the people of Maldives, China's growing footprint?
Well, the concern for the Maldivians is that the increasing narrative that we will have to choose sides. There are people and corners who are pushing for the narrative that Maldivians will have to take a side between China and India. But both are good partners, development partners. They both proved to be genuine partners. But at the same time, we will also have to understand the natural partnership we have, the special relationship we have over the last 60 years with India. Every time we have had an emergency, whenever we have had to dial, as I call the international 911, India has been the first responder. You are the natural neighbor for us. And in our relationship, we will have, Maldivian government, successive governments will have to understand that this is a special partnership. We are not choosing sides, but the special relationship that exists between India and Maldives will have to be taken into consideration. And that is why during our time in office, last 5 years, we had India first policy when it came to foreign policy, because of the special relationship. It in any way does not mean that we do not value the relationship with others. The Indian Ocean security, Indian Ocean peace and stability is essential, not only for Maldives, but also for India. The prosperity of India, prosperity of Maldives, stability and peace comes through maintaining Indian Ocean as a zone of, as a peaceful zone, as a stable zone. We need to make sure that we do not allow any foreign powers to bring in foreign conflicts into this ocean and this region. Maldives is located at a very strategic location,
Right.
and we know that we will not allow, we should not allow it to be utilized for any other purpose.
All right, Mr. Shahid, thank you so much for joining us on the program, giving us your overview of India-Maldives relations, the sticking points, and how there needs to be an India-first policy when it comes to the Maldives. We're taking a break, but don't go anywhere. When we return, we put the spotlight on India-UAE economic partnership.